Hi everybody, welcome back to the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel, a place where we share our love for primitive decor, and today is no exception. It is snowing like crazy here in Pennsylvania, and it's a good day just to get some doll making done or some painting. We have one more video left to show you of some folk art painting that we've done. I told you the last video we had two left, which I showed you that one last week, and this is our next one I'm going to share with you now. This is our little folk art angel, and she's flying above the world with her little flag. And I'm going to show you how I did this and maybe tell you a little story to go with it as well. So even if you're not a painter, it's very, very simple. These are very affordable. You can get them at your local Walmart, any Michael's Crafts, anything like that. I'll try to remember to share with you the colors that I used on her, but it's super simple. You can use anything, even just a brown paper bag to paint on, and then you can frame it in an old picture that you have that you're not interested in decorating with anymore. Paint the frame, just slide the paper inside, and there you go. It's a very simple way to decorate your home, and that's what we love about primitive decor. Sometimes you think, why should I decorate primitive? What's so great about primitive? Well, it's very trendy right now. It's trending so big because of the natural characteristics of the primitive decor. It's sweet and it's simple. It's a reminder of past history and things that lasted, things that people made with their heart, things that people had access to. They didn't have to go 3 hours away to get the items that they made to make their house feel like a home. They would just use the things they have. That's where we come up with the term make do. It just brought a nostalgia to the home, and I myself experienced this. I got away from it for a little while. I was going to maybe decorate a little more modern, and it just didn't feel right. When I redecorated my home, my adult children just loved it. They said, "Oh my gosh, Mama, it feels like a big hug." And that's what I want when my grandkids come over, or friends or family come to our home. We want it to feel like home. We want it to feel like home, and we want to have that simple, sweet feeling that you're comfortable there and you feel welcome. So that's what our goal is here at the Cranberry Cornstalk. Every week we try to share something a little bit different. We can go from sewing to painting to just crafting something together, or maybe a walk. Sometimes we go to a festival, things like that. Everything we make, we sell here at the Cranberry Cornstalk. We have a website at www.thecranberrycornstalk.com. We also are on Etsy at Cranberry Cornstalk Company. Make sure you look us up. And if you like our video and we've earned your subscription, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell, and when you click the bell, go over to all, click all, and that way you'll be notified every time we release a video, and you can watch them at your earliest convenience. The next time we get together next week, I'm going to show you how I made her. I just love my dolls. I love every one of them. This is adorable primitive doll. Look at her hair. You know, when I get started and I make these items, I never know what is going to happen. I never know what I'm going to come up with until it's all said and done, and I just giggle when I look at her. Now, I am making some fall items because in January, you know, when you're in the retail and wholesale market, especially for me in wholesale, I try to make things for the later in the year because the wholesale purchasers don't order spring right now for the Easter and Valentine's. They mostly order fall. So the things that I'm working on are fall, and since I'm going to make quite a few of these dolls, I thought I'd walk you through the process. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for suggesting it. I just love my followers on YouTube and on Etsy, different things. People love to make ideas for us to try, and I love it. It's just so much fun. I never hesitate to try something new. This is our doll we're going to make. We may make a different version of her. I try to always keep something Americana in it because I want you to know how much we believe in making American-made products and sourcing our products from the United States as well. So that's where we stand here in the Cranberry Cornstalk. That's what my wholesale purchasers love about me. The local stores, and actually the farther away stores, are looking for things made in the USA. And that's what we do here. Everything's made and locally sourced from Pennsylvania. Majority of our things are made right here in our studio. So I think that is everything. I do that every time. I think, what else did I have to say? But with all that said, guys, we're going to paint today. We're going to paint our picture, and let's get started. Okay, so I started with a normal canvas. You can find them anywhere. I had a stack of them. I think I had several, 6 or 7 of them that I had started doing something with, and I began painting the edges black. So I just decided to use them up and go with it. I wasn't sure what my project was, but now I've got a new one. So paint over the center. For you guys, you'll just want to maybe add some gesso to your base if you want a smooth texture, and if not, I mean, you can add glue, you can add Mod Podge, anything like that to smooth out the surface a little bit so that your acrylic paint will stick. If you have acrylic paint, great. Watercolor, anything you want. You know, you can make this picture just any type of medium that you have around the house. If you have old wall paint or cabinet paint, just take a little bit of that, maybe water it down just a little bit, whatever you have on hand. That's why we do primitive make do items, and that's what this is all about. So like I said previously, if you want to just take a brown bag and paint it, a paper bag, a piece of paper, even an old newspaper would look really pretty with this painting on it. So whatever you have handy, slide it in an old picture that you don't use anymore, take the frame apart, you know, slide this under the glass, put it back together, and you have a beautiful item for on your wall that actually means something. I found some scratch paper. I had gotten some of those notebook scrapbooking papers on sale. I think I got a whole booklet for $5. They were $20 and up, and I got it on clearance, and I thought the patterns inside on the paper were so pretty. They just reminded me of my grandmother. She used to quilt, and there's so many patterns in here that remind me of my grandmother, like that one. It looks like a dress my grandmother would have worn, and even clothes that we made back in the, oh, I'm giving my age, in the 70s. We would make blouses, and there was a lot of sewing that went on back then. My mother had a girls group started for us. I had 2 sisters, and she started teaching us all how to sew and how to macrame, and who would have ever thought that that would come back around to be popular again. But yeah, we all made shirts and, you know, gym bags and things like that, macrame things to hang plants in, and here we are back in trend again. But I'm just searching for some paper, something that strikes my fancy. I wasn't sure what I wanted or what I was even going for. I just thought that would be a pretty little skirt for the angel, and I found this kind of looked old, like old wallpaper, and I decided I wanted to make a little princess or a little queen, something like that. I ended up turning her into sort of like an Americana Angel type thing, but I'm not sure what you want to call her. But I did give her a crown because I thought that was just fitting, and I somehow got her flying through the air. Don't ask me how my imagination works, but that's what I kind of went with this. And here I'm just ripping out her crown. I wanted to look really simple and primitive. I didn't want to get all fancy. I wanted, you know, to keep it looking handmade. So that's why I tore at the bottom part, and then I just did it opposite, same idea, but did it to the top of the flying Americana Angel, gave her a crown too. So collar and a crown is what I ended up doing here. You know, I was thinking while I was painting this that our world can sometimes be scary. Like I look at this black background and think you never know what the future holds. Of course, as I paint, the future of this little angel comes out, but in our real lives, we don't know what the future will hold. And with so much violence and uncertainty in the world, we always seem to lean toward vulnerability, and we get confused as to, is there really a God? Is God really in control? And sometimes we feel like God has abandoned us when things go wrong in our lives. But you know, the Bible tells us that He is always with us. And if we feel alone during our time of need, we have to know that God has never left us and forsaken us. And if anybody leaves, it would be us leaving God. But He promises to never leave us. And He will come at the first call of His very name. You know, sometimes we work really hard to achieve something that benefits people around us. We put a lot of time and effort into overcoming maybe a personal struggle or doing something for someone else. And we hope to receive recognition from our peers. And it's not uncommon to feel unappreciated and devalued. And almost all of the times like this, we can feel that way. But you know what? God sees everything we do, and He does reward us for the good. Maybe not at the moment, but He is a just God, and He can't be anything else. We're not invisible to Him or without any value. And it's just a good thing to know when we think of Genesis 28:15. It says, I am with you, and I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. God has made us many promises in the Bible, and because He is God, He cannot lie. So just hold your confidence in what He says and not in what you see, and know that He is painting a picture in our lives. And it may seem dark like this picture for a time, but there is a purpose and there is something beautiful to come out of our life. Even if we can't see it yet, He is the true artist and the true painter, and He will bring about the most amazing life for you if you let Him. And maybe not even in this lifetime. Maybe once we go to meet Him in the air, and when our life is over here, we will see the rewards for the things that we've done. But the Bible says, just pray to your Father who is in secret, and He will reward you openly. So just trust in the fact that He is God. He cannot lie. He cannot say anything but be righteous and be the great judge. So just let this picture remind you as you're painting it that even though it seems dark and dreary at times, He has a plan and a purpose, and He's painting a beautiful portrait of your life. And that's what I was thinking of when I was looking at this black background. Here I'm showing you the flat brush that I use. It's a 1/4-inch flat brush. You know, I have to laugh because my brushes are so old. They're just starting to, they're not actually coming apart, but on the handles where I use them, the paint's starting to come off. And I don't know that they were good quality brushes. You know, I never really had a lot of money. So I can't say that I put a lot of money into my brushes earlier in my art career, but I certainly try to now. I buy one brush at a time. But these brushes are old, I'm telling you, they just keep standing up. I clean them really well, and then what I do is I use shampoo to clean the bristles. The shampoo seems to make them really soft, and it seems to clean them really well. So when I rinse the paint out of them, and then I take a little dab, just a drop of shampoo back to the bristles and form them the way they're supposed to be, I just continually use the same ones over and over. I don't have to purchase any new brushes very often. Now recently, as I said in the last video, I did go purchase a couple of watercolor brushes because I love those long bristles, and it seems like you can paint forever if you load them up really well with a very wet paint. I'm trying to show you as I work throughout. These are the colors that I use for this. Honestly, I don't use that many different colors. I have lots that I try to use up, but it's kind of the basic colors over and over, and I just mix and match them, just whatever I like to see on, you know, on the paper. So this is the red one, and I'm just kind of giving her a little a shirt of some kind. Just carefully painting in. I just sort of started with that ripped paper, and I had to fill in the blanks. I don't know, I work really weird sometimes. It's just whatever comes to me. You know, you gotta let your artistic juices flow, I guess you could say. So that's what I'm doing here.